Let me know when you can hear me. Let me know when you can hear me. Let me know when you can hear me. Oh my god. Alright, so I assume you guys can probably hear me by now, you motherfuckers. So, I wasn't really gonna live stream tonight. My voice has gone to shit because I've been recording. I recorded probably 4 videos a day. I did updated quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, and another special video. But I was like, I've been hitting up on Twitter. Today's been probably my most active day on Twitter, talking about the combine. And this is a series I just wanted to do in the midst of draft season. I'm going to do from 2007 draft all the way up to the 2017 draft, just one-off connected franchise modes. But I figure, make it one just big video where we talk about, the combine throughout this. So we're going to do the best of the 2007 draft, which you can tell. JaMarcus Russell is back. And I'll try to answer you guys' questions in the live stream as best as I can. So let's fucking go. Before we jump into the questions, I will set up the video. So what we do here is we got the best from the 2007 draft. Not the shittiest draft of all time, but not the worst draft of all time. So at the quarterback spot, we have JaMarcus Russell, who, is regarded as the biggest bust in the history of the NFL draft. What I did actually was I went and got his Madden 2008, which would have been his rookie year. His overall with the Oakland Raiders was actually an 82, and when you put the stats into Madden 17, he goes down to a 78. We're a little bit generous with the 275-pound weight limit that we got there. But, we'll see what we can do with JaMarcus Russell. He was always a fun player, though. I mean, back before, we had rebuilds. Everyone their fucking dog would be the Raiders and try to make something out of JaMarcus Russell. So we're going to see what we can do with him. And we also have Drew Stanton, the unforgettable, probably the most successful quarterback from that year's draft class, which is kind of hilarious. And he's been a perennial backup, a.k.a. the signal to the end of the Arizona Cardinals season. Once their whatever quarterback they have starting gets hurt and Drew Stanton time happens, you best believe you're going to be in for a rough season. At the running back position, we kept with just the best of the best, which is Adrian Peterson at Oklahoma. I remember this year, man, the Oklahoma-Boise State Fiesta Bowl is the greatest college football game I've ever watched. I think that was the end of Adrian Peterson's career, which is not the best way to end it, but needless to say, he's one of my favorite players in the history of my time watching football. He's a pretty big fan favorite, unless, your panties are all up in a bunch over how he handled the child abuse allegations and all that shit. But I think when all's said and done, Adrian Peterson is a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. His season when he came off the ACL tear and almost broke the rushing record was maybe the craziest athletic feat I've ever seen. And I guess you could probably start saying, where do you think Adrian Peterson is gonna go? Where do you think? Who wants to be? Okay, we'll do the mod stuff in a second. But where do you think AP's gonna go? Honestly, I think I'm going to go right now and say the fucking New England Patriots. That's why I think Adrian Peterson's going to end up. Just because, why not? That just seems like he's going to, sell out. Not for him. It's good for him to get a fucking ring. And it seems like maybe Belichick would want him to replace LeGarrette Blount. He'd go, obviously, he'd take less money. But I just have a gut feeling, why? It's just the worst of all evils. You watch him just go to the fucking Patriots, and it'll be terrible. Fucking terrible. Fullback, there was no fullbacks. For wide receiver, we got Calvin Johnson, who we gave him his Madden 2011 rating. A little bit homage to the Madden Great Series, which we'll be continuing on Monday. We're doing the Chicago Bears. But for, the 2 players that I had to recreate, Calvin Johnson and Patrick Willis, we just went with their best Madden rating ever because I guess they're retired and they are legends. So we have Calvin Johnson, his 99. That's clearly not Calvin Johnson's picture base. That looks like the kind of guy that's always standing outside of a barbecue shop, sketchy as shit. We have Ted Ginn, who, for the longest time was a bust. He was a big-time speedster at Ohio State, never really got established outside of a special teamer with the Miami Dolphins, which I think that's the team that drafted him. I can't really remember way back then. But, he actually had some of his strongest years recently with the Carolina Panthers. We have Dwayne Bowe, who, I don't know. I don't really know how to rate Dwayne Bowe. He was the best wide receiver in Kansas City for quite some time, but he was never really that good. And then we have Jacoby Jones, who, most notably had his biggest success with the Baltimore Ravens, had a little bit of success with the Houston Texans as well, from Lane College. What the fuck is that? For the tight end position, we got G-Reg with his third leg. Greg Olsen still was working his magic this week on the combine at the sidelines. He was very nice. And still one of the top tight ends in the NFL. Then we have Brent Selleck, Mr. Reliable for the Philadelphia Eagles, who is here being a very nice player. We got Joe Thomas at left tackle. Still one of the best left tackles in the NFL. They also have Joe Staley here, who we will swing to the right tackle spot, who's had a very nice career with the San Francisco 49ers. Guard, we have Alan Barbara, who's kind of bounced around but found his niche a little bit with the Philadelphia Eagles as of late. Center, we have Ryan Khalil, who's been a long tenured player with the Carolina Panthers. Because the Panthers had a few players here, we decided to use Panthers as the base team. Right guard, we have Marshall Yanda, who's still maybe the top guard in the NFL for the Baltimore Ravens at right guard. And like I said, we'll move Staley over to right tackle. Defense side of the ball, we got Charles Johnson, who's been, again, another loyal servant to the Carolina Panthers. Has been a very solid player, very consistent. Then we have Brian Robinson, who was on the Minnesota Vikings, Mr. Minnesota Viking, very popular fan favorite for the Vikings, who will slide over to the right side. Defensive tackles, we have Alan Branch, who, I don't really know. Where was he, with the Jags? But he's been with the Patriots for the last couple of years, I believe. And he's been solid, obviously, 9 years in the league. And then we have Paul Soliai, very similar. None of these guys are flashy, but they've done enough and been able to maintain a decently high level to stay employed for quite some time. Left outside linebacker, we just moved to Paul Posluszny. There's no real good outside linebackers this year, but 3 really good inside linebackers. So we go with Paul Posluszny, the man with the most freakishly sized neck of all goddamn time. Plus very underrated with the Bills and with the Jags. Middle linebacker, we got Patrick Willis, who's maybe one of the most athletic linebackers I've ever seen. Some people think, and myself included, that he retired a little bit early from the 49ers, but as is such with the 49ers, with him and Chris Borland and a couple other guys calling it quits early. Willis was a beast from Ole Miss. And then a right side linebacker, we move Lawrence Timmons, who's been a long-time member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Very solid for them there. Now, the secondary is where it kind of sucks because we're using current ratings for everyone that I didn't have to recreate. So we have Darrelle Reeves, who's coming off of maybe the worst drop-off in talent that I think I've ever seen from an all-pro to whatever the fuck was last year for Darrelle Reeves. But for quite some time, for majority of those 9 years, I'd say 6 out of those 9 years, he was in discussion to be the best corner in the NFL. We have Leon Hall, who's kind of bounced around, I think, predominantly with the Cincinnati Bengals. He played with the Giants last year. He's been very solid throughout. Did he play with the Texans for a little bit? I can't remember. Then we have Corey Graham, who's moved from corner to safety once he slowed down a little bit, but has been very solid for the Buffalo Bills. Then at free safety, we have Eric Weddle, who, little known fact, Eric Weddle played a little bit of running back at Utah. There you go. There's your little sneak peek special tidbit there. But he's, again, another guy that's played at a very, very high level for his entirety of his career, most notably with the Chargers. And then we have Reggie Nelson, who, he's not naturally a strong safety, but we'll just move him there for the sake of who, played with the Bengals, Raiders, and the Jacksonville Jaguars from the greatest college in college football, the Florida Gators. Couldn't really find a punter. The punter was Brandon Fields, who was like forever on the the Miami Dolphins, and he was a super high overall. And I guess he retired. He's not in the game anymore, so we'll just stick with Andy Lee. But the kicker is Mason Crosby, a.k.a. the Cowboy Killer, after last season's playoffs. He was a monster. So what we're going to do for this franchise, we'll sim to Week 8, and then from Week 8 on, we'll just play the divisional matchups, and hopefully JaMarcus Russell cannot fuck up enough and get us into the playoffs. So we're just going to sim here to the midseason point, and now feel free to answer me or ask me questions about the Combine in the chat, and I'll try my best to answer them. Okay, first of all, the Aaron Hearns guy, you were a mod last time, we'll make you a mod this time. I guess I should probably do a better job of trying to, coordinate when I put fucking mods on and stuff like that. But if I remember your name, you can be a mod because obviously you didn't piss me off. So what do we got here? What do we have here? Anyone questions? How about DeShone Kizer? He did bad. DeShone Kizer did not look great at the Combine. He didn't look bad by any means. He wasn't like, oh my God, that guy looks so out of place. But he wasn't as strong. I think the best quarterbacks that I saw today, Mitch Trubisky, Deshaun Watson certainly looks solid, and Davis Webb was definitely the biggest riser for me. And I've had forever, fucking Davis Webb has been my sleeper since day one before everyone started gaining steam, and you will truly see my top 5, which really changed a lot. I think the top 5 quarterbacks will be coming out tomorrow evening. About the Brandon Cooks trade, again, I think it's good either way for the Philadelphia Eagles if he does move, because he doesn't go to the Eagles. He's going to the Titans, which frees up another potential wide receiver that we can get in the draft. Because the Titans right now, I would say the Titans are probably the biggest competition, as we're 5-2 here. The Titans are the biggest competition with the Eagles, I would say, for going after a wide receiver. So if they get Brandon Cooks, that means, one more potential wide receiver will be available for us at 14. it is recency bias today asking if you'd want Brandon Cooks or John Ross, which I actually made a poll on Twitter. Because, again, if John Ross didn't run the 4.22, I'm pretty sure everyone and their dog, myself included, would say Brandon Cooks. But now, certainly, 4.22, that is even faster than I expected for John Ross. And incredible. I've always been a fan of John Ross. I just thought he was more of a one-trick pony, where Mike Williams and Corey Davis in particular, I still think Corey Davis is the top wide receiver, they offer a little bit more. But really, outside if you can get over the durability concerns that may come with John Ross, because he did have the ACL, he is smaller, I think he's going to be, he's as good as Corey Davis. And the way that I think about things with this is John Ross. Everyone's saying Corey Davis, he has 1 year and he can potentially pick up an option. But the reason why he wants to get out of the Saints could be potential red flags. How hard is it to get along with Sean Payton? You're in the fucking most pass-happy offense in the league. You should be ecstatic. But he wants out of there. He obviously wants to get paid good money. Those are traits that, what happened last time Philadelphia brought in a guy like that? Terrell Owens. So, there are some concerns, but he's more proven, obviously, than John Ross. And he'd certainly be an upgrade on Philly. But with John Ross, like I said, you're getting it for cheap. You're getting it for that rookie deal. You don't have to worry about contract extensions or anything like that. So really, right now, all I could say is I'd be happy either or. And in terms of cheapness, even though I did say John Ross would be cheaper, it looks like we'd probably flip Michael Kendricks to the Saints as well. So I guess we're taking money off the books with the Brandon Cooks trade. But there's a lot of moving pieces that need to happen. But fuck me, can Philadelphia be quiet for one offseason? It'd be nice. It'd be really, really nice not to be in the headlines. And literally, fucking Chase Daniel's making headlines. Oh God, he's gonna go to the Bears, which would be fucking awesome to get Chase Daniel off the books. But again, that's just some unnecessary. Come on, Howie Roseman, if he's not in the headlines, especially at Combine around all the GMs, he's like that kid that if you're not paying attention to him, he's just going to start making fucking noise until you do. He has ADD, severe ADD. He's like, oh my God, look at all these GMs. They're not talking to me. All right, fuck. Everyone's available for trade. Who wants to talk now? That's the way I kind of picture Howie Roseman when he fucking travels through the Combine. It's fucking, and rant right there. But in regards to, oh my God, AP, let's go all day. All day. Ooh, he still got it. In regards to John Ross, good for him, man. His tape looked great. Nothing really. The only thing I'd worry about John Ross is he doesn't really have crisp route running. Doesn't have the same route running abilities of a Mike Williams or a Corey Davis. But his tape is excellent. Look at his bowl game against Colorado. Colorado had one of the best secondaries in all college football, and John Ross absolutely made some highlight reel catches and torched them more often than not. So that was big for him. Who impressed me the most of the Combine so far? Well, some guys talk. I think Evan Ingram looked phenomenal, especially because I know a lot of people barely had him making their top 5 tight ends, and I had him at number 2 when I did my first mock ratings, and people kind of shit on me. And then he fucking runs one of the, I think the third or second fastest 40 ever by a tight end. He is a gimmicky hybrid. Oh, there we go, Calvin. Gimmicky hybrid tight end wide receiver. He's a luxury player, but he certainly improved his draft stock. I think Chris Godwin, another one, the wide receiver from Penn State. You'll hear about him when I do my updated wide receiver rankings. I think he had an excellent day. Trubisky running a lot faster than a lot of people projected, myself included. That'll certainly help his stock. Oh my God, JaMarcus Russell's a gunslinger back here, ladies and gentlemen. John Ross can run. Can he catch? He can absolutely catch. He makes highlight reel catches. That's another thing. That's the biggest thing right now is you look at when they showed the list of all the players that run top 40 times. Most of those guys were special teamers or came out of the blue, and they're they're not really a whole bunch of anything. John Ross was a borderline wide receiver, first-round wide receiver before this. So he's really the most impressive, I guess, Combine 40 warrior of all time because he was already, that just put it over the edge for him. But yeah, look at his, man, just look at even a highlight reel. I know highlight reels are, they're pretty biased. They show the best of a player, but you can get a good idea. Oh my God, that was a bad pass. A good idea what kind of catches that John Ross can do. Very solid hands. I would say John Ross probably has better hands than Brandon Cooks. Doesn't use his body a lot to bring the ball in. Very impressed with Brandon Cooks. What do I think about how Patty Mahomes? I think he's a project. I think Patty Mahomes is a guy. Oh my God, let's go. Patty Mahomes is a guy that a team like maybe the Giants or Cardinals or Saints would draft, like a guy that clearly won't start for at least a year, but can also learn behind a good quarterback. I think him and maybe a Kaiser, both those guys, the Chiefs perhaps, would be great landing spots for them because I think there's talent there, but there's no day one starter right now. Trubisky is the closest thing. Mitchell Trubisky, don't fucking call him Mitch or he's gonna lose his shit. It's probably the closest thing to a starter. Even that's pushing it a little bit. Oh my God, we're shit in the bed. Brandon Knight. Who the fuck is Brandon Knight? Trevor Knight? You mean? Isn't Brandon Knight a basketball player? Because he ran the good 40? That's why I made the tweet about Trevor Knight saying, can he catch? Because he's not the great... Like, I watched enough Texas A&M games to... I think he played at Utah before. He's not that great. Especially because Texas A&M had, like, the craziest... Like, Texas A&M had the most depth at wide receiver, I think, out of any team last year in college. And they still weren't... Like, they should have been fucking bombing it, running up the score against guys. And Trevor Knight, had some struggles finding those guys. They had Speedy Noel, Christian Kirk, Ricky Seals-Jones, just to name a few off the top of my head. And they still weren't, they weren't even, like, debatably the best passing attack in the SEC, which they should have been. And I think that was because of the limitations for Trevor Knight. But because he ran, like a 4-5 or something like that, maybe he could make a position switch to, like, a slot wide receiver or something. I don't know necessarily if he can catch, but... yeah, I think he could probably... He'll be one of those guys that might benefit from a position switch when it's all said and done. One guy I wasn't really impressed with was David Njoku. A lot of people had him as... I had him as my tight end 3. He probably still will be. I don't want to spoil. I think Tuesday you'll get my updated tight end rankings. He did not look that great, to be honest with you. I didn't see a lot of Miami games this year, and so I can't really say, like, oh my God, this guy's simply incredible, because that should have been a fucking touchdown. But, I mean, the 40 time wasn't as good as people thought. 4.64, I think it was. His jumping, which was his big thing. Everyone said he's going to have an insane vertical. Wasn't even the best. I'm pretty sure Ingram and Bucky Hodges beat it. So, like, he still had a good vertical, but it wasn't the best there. And then when he was running the drills, he had a bunch of weak drops, mental mistakes. So, like, he certainly has, the talents and traits to be an elite tight end. He looks like almost a raw Vernon Davis when Vernon Davis was coming out of Maryland in terms of, like, their body shape. But I think Njoku is not going to be this day one. Like, everyone's throwing on praise about this year's tight end class. But I think a guy like, let's dive. Ooh! Big old fat JaMarcus Russell as he lands on the ground, rattles the stadium. I think a guy like Njoku is not going to be able to start day one, as opposed to a guy like Evan Ingram or O.J. Howard, obviously. O.J. Howard's a monster, man. That guy's going to be a fucking animal. Note to self, draft O.J. Howard in fantasy football, as our defense is just shit in the bed here. Do I think Christian McCaffrey is a first rounder? Yes. Do you hear his 3 cone? Like, his 40 was decent. His bench press was a little alarming about his size, but then his it was his 3 cone drill was like one of the best of all time. And then, it was one of the worst 3 cone drills of all time? Dalvin Cook. Everyone always worried about Dalvin Cook's lateral quickness, and it showed that it's not very strong. So I certainly think Christian McCaffrey, I had him mocked in a couple, I don't know if it was my first or second mock draft, to the Green Bay Packers. That could be a certain home for him just because the style. He's definitely a better, more natural running back than Ty Montgomery. But then again, they may not want to feel to invest a high pick on a guy that's pretty similar to what they have right now. But I think when all said and done, man, I think McCaffrey certainly is a first-round talent still. I just don't know if the need is going to be there. As we fucking fall here, that's disappointing. But hey, it was all right. JaMarcus Russell wasn't horrible. Wasn't great. This clearly was the AP show here. What do I think of Cooper Kupp's 40? Not as good as I thought. A lot of people thought Cooper Kupp would run definitely sub 4.5. And what did he run, a 4.6? Was it? Best thing for Kupp, though, is he looked good in the drills, and he probably has the best route running in this year's draft class. So I don't think it will hurt his stock too much. But, I mean, there's a lot of people saying that, oh, yeah, he's going to be a fucking, top half, second round kind of guy. I think Cooper Kupp, you're looking late second, early third, more likely early third. Did Davis Webb improve his draft stock? Yeah. He ran a good 40 for how big he is. Man, he's as big as... But this way, Davis Webb is... Everyone was kind of heralding Deshaun Kaiser for being the big-bodied athletic guy. Davis Webb is as big, even a little bit bigger, and ran a better 40. So, I mean, saying you're a better straight line speed doesn't necessarily mean you're the better athlete. But I definitely think Davis Webb, for me, is my sleeper. If I was a team that didn't want to invest highly in a draft pick, I would go after Davis Webb personally. Chad Hansen looks solid. Didn't run as fast as I thought. I thought Chad Hansen... I'm pretty sure a lot of scouts were saying that Chad Hansen and Cooper Kupp were both going to have really good 40s. And they did not. But Hansen looked really solid in the drills as well. Both those guys obviously didn't test well. But you heard a lot of scrappy gym rat, fucking all the superlatives. It's a fucking 14-0 Atlanta Falcons. Are they going to be the reason why we don't make the playoffs? We might be able to squeak in here. We got 2 final games. Seahawks see anything other than offensive line. I think Seattle could look at a corner, rebuilding. You got to reload back there at the Legion of Boom. Guy like Cam Chancellor. I think Cam Chancellor's going to hit the wall, and when he does hit the wall, it's going to be a big drop-off, similar to what we saw with Brandon Browner, just because he's so big. He's not going to be able to maintain that high-level athleticism as he gets older. Obviously, Sherman's getting up there in age, but he's still fine. But the depth after Sherman is not nearly as strong as it has been in the years past. And then you have the whole Earl Thomas considering retirement with that bad injury. Obviously, he will come back. The fact that you got a guy that's kind of on the fence, almost 1 foot in, 1 foot out, I think that if Seattle was smart, it'd be offensive line and reloading that secondary. Personally, that'd be me. Didn't Cam Robinson shit the bed? Cam Robinson did not shit the bed. Cam Robinson actually had a very solid combine. He was like the top 3 in terms of athletic testing, which is very good for him because everyone thought he was kind of fat. Well, obviously he's a big old motherfucker. But Jabril Peppers' thoughts. I think Jabril Peppers fucked himself over by letting all the scouts judge his height from when he was wearing cleats. I assume that's why he's 5'10", and all the fucking programs and everyone else thought he was 6'1". So what that says to me is that they were measuring him when they had cleats or fucking he was standing on phone books or something. And now he's going with the linebackers. He's got to get eaten alive, man. Obviously, there's no one-on-one drills or anything like that, but he's just got to look so much smaller. He's a safety. He is a safety in the NFL. There's no other way to put it. He's even like smaller than like Deion Buchanan, guys like that. So, I mean, maybe after a couple years, couple off-season weight programs, maybe he can be that outside linebacker. But he's a safety, and I think unless did he even put up bench press? Did he even do the bench press today? Unless he puts up at his frame, he need to put up at least 20 on the bench press and run a 4.3 for me to say, all right, someone will fall in love with his athleticism and give him a go at linebacker. Because I see, man, I would not touch him. I would not touch Jabril Peppers at least until back end of the second round. I know some teams probably will. He'll probably be off the board in the first round, but I am not. 19 on the bench, that's not bad. I mean, for how small he's not small, but 5'10". What is he? He's almost 5'11", but he's still technically 5'10". He's 210. 19 on the bench press is not bad. As we get sacked here, for fuck's sakes. But he's got to have a good 40. Like they're gonna have to show. I don't even really know I can't remember off the top of my head what kind of drills they do for the linebackers, but I don't know, man. I think there's too much risk. There's too many more sure things than Jabril Peppers. This is risky. Oh my god. There we go, made it. 62-yarder. Who the fuck? Mason Crosby. Baller. Where do I rank John Ross right now? I'm not going to give up my rankings because that's a video that's coming up. Why I tell you my rankings. Wide receiver rankings probably coming up Monday morning. What do I have? Malik Hooker. Malik. Everyone always shits on the way I say Malik because it's Canadian. Malik Hooker. I didn't even see. Is he going to have a pro day? If he has a pro day, you'll probably get a better look. But I'd say he's probably fringe top 10. I think because he's injured and we're going to be able to see how Jamal Adams performs. Unless Jamal Adams shits the bed, Jamal Adams probably has supplanted him as the top safety in this year's draft. But I still think the need for safety is strong. And there's, realistically in the top 10, 3 teams that could look at safety. And I mean, obviously with the Chargers, who definitely need safety help, they could probably get a guy like that. But I think he's still solid, man. He's a ball hawk. He's an absolute ball hawk. When's the Huskies video? Huskies, I think, is coming tomorrow. Tomorrow's videos will be quarterback rankings and Huskies, the Toronto Huskies video. There's going to be base push play. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be double uploads all next week. You're going to be getting a video in the morning and a video at night here on the channel. Oh, stiff arm from JaMarcus knocks him back. I got to just do something, man. My fucking subs are dying. I'm getting like shit off for subs. So I figured, fuck it. Let's just bring up the double uploads again and see if that gets some fucking people stirring to come back to Beast Mode TV. I was averaging like 100 and probably 120 subs a day. Now we're down to like, I don't know, fucking not that at all. So hopefully all this content, draft content, and then on the 19th, I'm doing the most ambitious series I've ever done. I'm going to be probably physically and mentally spent. Yes, because the life of a YouTuber is that fucking tough. From the series that I'm going to be doing on 19th. All the way till, I don't even know, fucking the week of the draft. But I think it's going to be kind of cool and definitely attract new fans from different fan bases. And I'll say it's not Ultimate Team because Ultimate Team is so gay as JaMarcus Russell is so fat and slow. So fat and slow. My son is fine. I love my son. That's another thing too. Like, fuck, I want to do videos. I have a whole bunch of ideas. But now I have a fucking kid that I need to prioritize over doing these. I haven't really had that much of an issue. Like when I want to go do something down on, you know, some YouTube stuff. Outside of a couple times when I was trying to record, spit it out there, Junior. Trying to record the last rebuild, I had to stop and start a couple times. But outside of that, it has been absolutely fine. Maradar, great. Definitely improved his stock. 4.45 is a lot faster than what I expected. And he definitely was one of my winners from the wide receivers today. Chris Godwin really impressed me today, as did I. Could I see him as a late round steal? Not going to go in the late round. He was probably, the C4 special. Oh! AP says that C4 special got read. He still knocks Deion Jones 15 fucking yards back into the end zone. Let's go. Undefeated Falcons? I don't think so. Godwin's probably going to go third round at the latest. I think he's probably, yeah, he's probably third round. If Trubisky goes number one of the Browns, there's no way Trubisky can go number one of the Browns, especially with Myles Garrett putting up like 35 or something like that on the bench press. Like Myles Garrett the Browns have the easiest first overall pick ever because it's Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is the consensus number one. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. He is the number one pick in this year's draft. Like, people are saying, like, you know, you always want to make the comparison to Clowney because he was the last big defensive freak to come out. And, like, even Clowney, like, obviously Clowney's 40 time. We have to wait and see. Myles Garrett's 40 time probably won't be as fast as Clowney's. But Clowney put up, like, 20-some on the bench press. Like, Clowney did not have an impressive bench press. And fucking Garrett, 35. 35, and the fact that he did 35 with fucking super long arms, and it's hard as shit to do bench press when you're a long rangier guy. Super impressive. Myles Garrett, I mean, only the Browns would be able to fuck that up. So, I mean, we have to wait and see, but I think it's easy for them this year. Oh, let's go. Let's go. What do I think of Curtis Samuel is the toughest pick for me. I still think he has the highest bust potential because he's Percy Harvin. If they don't, like, Curtis Samuel, obviously, great 40, tested very well. The fact that he ran a 4.31 and he weighs a lot more than John Ross, it's the same kind of, like, Leonard Fournette scenario where Leonard Fournette obviously didn't run the fastest, but the fact that he was, like, 30 pounds heavier than everyone else makes it that much more impressive. Same kind of goes for Curtis Samuel, but if he doesn't go to the right team, bust potential is super high. Because if he goes to a team that doesn't know how to use him, he's no good to you. So, I don't know. I think he potentially would be an awesome player in the NFL. Definitely a weapon. But he's a luxury player. And not everyone wants to invest a first-round pick in a luxury player. Not everyone can invest a first-round pick into a luxury player like that. So, good combine for him. But I still think bust potential is high. Because if he goes to the wrong fucking team, you know, what is he going to do? Like, if he goes, what's a team that would be bad for him? Let's think of it. Like, Curtis Samuel would be excellent on a team like the Patriots. They'd find a good way to use him. Where the fuck is it? The Chiefs? Chiefs would be another good one. But what's the most stale offense in the NFL? Like if he went to the Rams with Jeff Fisher, he'd be bust. He would not they would not know how to use him. They already barely know how to use fucking Tavon Austin. Oh come on, man, we had this game. Fucking bullshit. How do I think Taco Charlton will do? Well, I mean, in terms of draft stock, it looks like fucking Malik McDowell kind of shit the bed with. Oh, that's a first down. Come on, he fucking came out and said like he's a difficult player to work with and he wanted to play safety or something crazy. So, I think maybe that market opened up for the defensive ends. But Taco Charlton, what was his bench press? I haven't checked. Like I literally have yet to have an opportunity to really look at all the bench press. I saw the quick ticker thing. I don't know if he did the bench press, but he definitely didn't make like the top 5. And he's the kind of guy. There we go. He's the kind of guy that he needs to be stronger than quicker for how big he is. He's like 270, 280. If he didn't put like up, more than 25, 30, I don't know, because he's not super athletic, like speed wise. What do I think about Brian Hill from Wyoming? Didn't really do a whole lot to separate himself from the mix. Personally, I think it might have benefited him to go back 1 year, play with who the fuck's the quarterback from Wyoming? Maybe they could have done something special and he would have improved his draft stock. I think he came out early. I don't think he's a senior. So yeah, that's what I think about that. Josh Dobbs actually talking at 25 on the bench. I think he's gonna have to for sure run 4.7, 4.8, something like that to show that he's a true athlete. If not, then he's just another guy, pretty much another talented, but not really separating himself. There needs to be some of these players that when there's log jams where between 3 and 7, if you're trying to rank them all, some of these guys need to start having big performances to start separating themselves. But I will say, as much as I like to shit on Josh Dobbs actually looked better than Deshaun Kaiser did in the passing drills today. I will say that for sure. And I love to shit on him. There's a lot of fucking questions there. Okay, what do I think of Sidney Jones? Sidney Jones is probably my favorite corner in this year's draft class for the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, maybe Marshawn Lattimore, but I haven't really looked a whole lot at Marshawn Lattimore because there's no way that he's going to fall to Philly. So I've been looking at more guys that should be around, and Sidney Jones is the number 1 corner. He'd definitely be a seamless transition into a Jim Schwartz scheme, and I'd be all over that at 14. Him or John Ross would be nice. Zay Jones is a monster. You're gonna see. I have a nice little bit when I do my wide receiver rankings about Zay Jones. Zay Jones is a monster, and if Philly goes corner in the first round, I would be all over Zay Jones in the second round, especially with a very nice 40 time. I think 4.45. He put up that EDP 4.45. So yeah, that's nice. What do I think about OJ Howard? Monster. I've seen a couple people mock OJ Howard to the Philadelphia Eagles, and obviously that's a stupid pick because we have needs. But if they got OJ Howard, I don't think you could be upset because he's going to be a generational tight end talent, I think. I don't really see how any way he's going to bust. I really, obviously there's the best player available approach with how he says. But when you have as glaring holes at wide receiver and corner as the Philadelphia Eagles, getting a tight end would be stupid. But he is a phenomenal tight end. So he's good. He's real good. You guys, if I don't answer your question, feel free to just keep repeating it because I'm just, I occasionally will just peek here at the chat. I'm not constantly monitoring it. So, thoughts on Nate Gary? Solid safety. Probably will get drafted based off his special team ability. What do I think? O.J. Howard will go to the Giants. O.J. Howard will not last to the Giants. He'll be gone top 15. I think he'll go to a team like Arizona. The Giants probably should look at Evan Ingram. The Giants don't need a run-blocking tight end, really. Obviously, they need a wide fucking running back if they're going to try to go with Paul Perkins. But the Giants could just use another offensive weapon. I think Ingram would be the best pick there for the Giants. What do I think of Ben Gideon? Phenomenal bench press. He had the top bench press. Michigan boy, right? From Michigan. Just solid. He's another one of those guys that's, never really kind of like a Scooby Wright in terms of, his college production was always really good. But how it translates to the NFL, it's more of an IQ thing. He's got to have a nice 40 to match the bench press, but he's certainly trying to stand out there with the really, really good throwing up the weight. Adoree Jackson got to see the 40. Is he even? Did he come out and say he's running the 40? I don't know if he's healthy enough, but if he runs a blazing 40, the tape was excellent at USC. I think he's a little gimmicky. He's a little bit at risk of being that gimmicky two-way kind of player, but I think he's solid. I definitely think he's solid. Adrian Peterson to the Giants. No, they do not have the cap space nor the means. They're going to be going with fucking Paul Perkins next year. Tack McKinley out 4 to 6 months. Yeah, didn't he have a surgery? I was never really big on Takaris McKinley, to be honest with you. And big as in, like, obviously, oh my God, come on, G-Reg. Use that third leg and recover that fumble. McKinley was actually one of the guys I didn't really see a whole lot of tape about, honestly. I just know he's going to test really, really well. Didn't watch a lot of USC games, or UCLA games last year after Josh Rosen got hurt because there's no real reason to. But it seems like if he's going to miss the combine, that sucked because he was going to be one of those athletic guys that's like his numbers are going to be eye-popping. People are like, he's how big and he did what? Let's look at JaMarcus here. Ooh. Surgery on his broken leg. How do I think Chidobe Awuzie will do? I think he, along with Desmond King, are better suited as a safety in the NFL. So it depends where he wants to go with that. What's up, Spectacular Pooh, a.k.a. Mr. Hit Me Up on Twitter all the time? What's up? Do you think the Vikings will re-sign Adrian Peterson? If not, who will? I think the Vikings were smart. They would try to because they don't really have cover at running back. McKinnon and Asiata are not the answer. But then again, they may be. I've heard Latavius Murray or the running back class is deep. But I think, you got to bring AP back. Like when fucking Brian Dawkins left the Philadelphia Eagles over fucking peanuts to go to the Broncos. There's mutual interest that AP wants to go back to the Vikings. I don't think you let that guy go. Especially, I think you can give him. Obviously, you weren't going to bring him back at $18 million. But I think you should fucking bring him back. Thoughts on Trace McSorley? Probably not an NFL level quarterback, to be honest with you. Maybe, but I don't know. You just saw in that fucking game against USC what you saw all year. I saw my fair share of games. He has a winner mentality, which is nice, but just the fucking errant throws and he's not big enough to really He's not Drew Brees. He doesn't have the arm talent or the accuracy of a Drew Brees, but he has the size of a Drew Brees, and then he has all the bad tendencies that you saw with a Brett Favre. So, some team will probably take a gamble on him, but I don't think he's going to be, he won't be a highly drafted guy. Exciting to watch, though. Penn State's going to be a very nice team to watch next year with him and Saquon Barkley. What do I think about Donnell Pumphrey? Too small. I think he'll find a role somewhere, but I can't see him being much. Obviously, he has a much better body of work than a Dree Archer did a couple years ago, but he's just got to be a gimmicky kind of guy, I think. You can't be that small. People want to compare him to Darren Sproles. Fair. Same size. Donnell Pumphrey put up a 5 on the bench press. Darren Sproles, check it. Darren Sproles at his size put up 23 on the bench press. So there's just, durability, power. They're not even on the same level when it comes to that. You like Amba Taiwo? I think Taiwo is solid. He didn't really look that great today, to be honest with you. Had a couple drops in the receiver drills where his hands are his strongest asset, so that kind of sucked for him. His 40 time wasn't great. He ran, I think, 4.5 something, but probably 4th, 5th round pick. Good mid-round pick wide receiver with upside. Would you take Cook over McCaffrey? That's tough, honestly. I would say before I saw the struggles with Cook's lateral quickness, I think people are going to say I'm a rate. I would go McCaffrey over Dalvin Cook. I think just in terms, Dalvin Cook had a Joe Mixon incident early in his career, back when he was immature. He's had bigger injuries than Christian McCaffrey, and he had the shoulder stuff that he had going on. There's questions over that, his durability. And I think personally McCaffrey, all you need for Christian McCaffrey is tell him to gain 10 pounds. He will gain Christian McCaffrey between now and year 3 in the NFL. Before the end of his rookie deal, Christian McCaffrey will probably be 215 pounds. So, you can work with that. I don't know. They're both pretty close, but I think if I'm a GM, for what I know from my limited I've seen. I think I'd have McCaffrey ahead of Cook on my board, but I can certainly see, and I probably, when I did my rankings, I had Cook ahead of Christian McCaffrey. There's positive and negatives to both. I just think personally, I think McCaffrey has more upside. As that is a bullshit pick by Bradbury, who we had to fucking, we had to cut him off our team here. Fuck off. What do I think of Ryan Glasgow? Who is Ryan Glasgow? Was someone on Michigan. Isn't he a fucking D lineman on Michigan? Solid. It depends. What did he put up on his bench press? Did he put up a nice bench press? Fucking, that was a horrible pick 6. Let's see if we can get his combine up here. Third down alert. I will take it up. He put up 20 on the bench press, and the fact that you're 302 pounds and put up 20 on the bench press does not bode well for your success. He'll probably, I'd have no idea where he's mocked. I'd assume late rounds. I don't know, unless he runs a blazing 40. Again, just logjam, middle round logjam. What is he shown that will separate him from the rest of the guys? 20 on the bench press is not good enough. Which QB should the Bills take, if at any? I would stay with Tyrod, honestly. What's he have to get paid? People are saying Tyrod has to get paid a big amount of money, which maybe you can get that together there. But I personally, if I'm the Bills, I don't think with the new head coach and stuff, you don't want to get too many moving parts there. I'd probably just keep with Tyrod. Bold prediction for next year. It's not really going to be bold. I think it's going to gain some steam here soon, but I think the Titans are going to win the AFC South. Even though they almost won it this year, it's not that bold. But I think where a lot of people think, like, oh my God, Tony Romo goes to the Texans, they're going to be good. I think the Titans are the safest pick there to win the AFC South. I'll probably put a futures bet on the Titans to win that division. Especially if they get wide receiver help. It looks like they're going to get someone. Be it Alshon Jeffrey, be it Brandon Cooks, be it any of the good wide receivers this year's draft class. They're going to do this. Greetings from Poland. All right, shout out to Robert Lewandowski over there for fucking greetings from Poland. What sleeper could the Patriots get this year? The Patriots would be a team that would draft Jake Butt. Jake Butt's probably going to slip a little bit because of the ACL tear. The Patriots would be a team that, like, when everyone's jumping at tight ends, and clearly they have a need at tight end with Martellus Bennett going to free agency, I can see Jake Butt slipping to the 3rd, 4th round, and the Patriots picking him up, and then he bounces right back from his ACL, and, there you go. They got debatably the number 2 tight end at full health at a discounted price because of an injury. I think that'd be my pick for the Patriots. How many games will Romo play before he gets injured? If he goes to any of these fucking cold weather teams, I'm going to say, like, if he goes to Denver, couple games in Mile High, whatever, fucking 2nd week in November. He's going to be, oh, no! Oh, there we go. Touchdown. Fumble recovery. Let's go. We need this. We fucking need this to try to get into the playoffs here. So this video doesn't end. I have no idea what I'm going to do after this video to have some more stuff. Thoughts on Corey Clement? Bad 40 time. That 40 time hurt him a little bit. I thought, I also live in Canada. I live in Canada. What do I think about the Reuben Foster? Oh, they interviewed Peppers today and said he's a safety. There you go. He's coming to his fucking senses. Maybe when he found out, 5'10", holy shit, no one thinks I'm 6'1". Yikes. The Reuben Foster incident, I personally don't blame him. Basically what happened was, from what I can understand, is he was basically, it seems like the hospital staff were fucking them over by taking time, and they're being cunts, and he was missing team interviews because he had to get this medical combine. Everyone else was everyone was like, got their thumb on their ass. Obviously hospitals take, it's never a quick process going to a hospital, but I think I could been in his scenario before, waiting around the hospital. I hate fucking waiting. I'm an impatient person, so I could totally see what happened, and it seems like most, I think, fucking Ian Rappaport said, like, he talked to someone and said it won't affect his draft stock at all. I don't think it will either. He's still the top inside linebacker in this year's draft class for sure. For sure. Where my friend? In Canada. I'm from Canada. Top QBs for 2018. Really want to see if Lamar Jackson can take the next step in his passing game, which I think he can, because he seems really dedicated to working on mechanics and becoming an actual pocket passer. But you have to probably go Josh Rosen, the fucking Josh Allen from Wyoming. He might have a big year. I don't know. Again, I don't think it's necessarily a super strong class. It would have been if Rosen didn't get hurt this year, because now he lost a whole year of development. But I probably would edge next year's quarterback class. Obviously, you got Baker Mayfield, who, off-field issues aside, he might be a solid NFL talent at some point. I'd probably slightly edge next year, the 2018 quarterback class, ahead of this year. But it's not, again, so glad the Philadelphia Eagles get Carson Wentz when they did, because there's not a whole lot of promising quarterbacks. For sure things, anyways. There's not a lot of sure thing quarterbacks in college right now, I don't think. I need a specific province for. Can't do that. I can say East Coast. Sam Darnold. Yeah, there you go. Sam Darnold. Again, though, how many times are you going to fucking get that fool's gold known as a USC quarterback? Leinart, trash. Barkley, trash. Palmer, meh. I would say Palmer never lived up to full expectations. We'll burn a timeout here. Darnold's good, though. I definitely don't hate Darnold, but I don't know, man. It's just USC players. If you're on the offensive side of the ball from USC, don't know. I don't know if you can keep buying it. Just like, USC wide receivers. Oh, here we go. All day. But I think Darnold's redshirt sophomore, so I guess he technically could leave next year. Is he red? He's a redshirt, right? Or is he a true freshman? Not exactly sure. Did I hear about Juju wanting to play with Carson the GOAT? He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He can go pound sand. I don't want any more USC wide receivers. If I can get Juju Smith-Schuster in the 4th round, I'll take him. Outside of that, he can go fuck himself. For the Eagles, you got to get Mike Williams, Corey Davis, John Ross. For the Eagles right now, I've always said this. Even though John Ross, obviously, he's the hype thing to talk about because of the 40 time, I always had Corey Davis and John Ross as the 2 wide receivers for the Philadelphia Eagles. You either got Corey Davis, who's the complete wide receiver, or you got John Ross, who's a compliment to Jordan Matthews. Penn State prediction next year. They'll compete. They will compete for a playoff spot, I think, which they did this year. They got robbed of a playoff spot this year. Hopefully we go to wildcard, because I'm not nearly done talking to you guys, and I don't really have anything else to play if we stop here. I'll just do, I don't know, we'll do something. I feel like I could go for at least another 20 minutes. There we go. Hey, we got one more game. That should be fine. We'll take a quick look here at the regular season stats. Oh my God, the Falcons went a perfect 16-0. Holy shit. All right. So we know who we have to fucking stop. All right, so on the year, JaMarcus Russell, not a bust, did not have a terrible year. 3,400 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, and 13 picks for the legend known JaMarcus Russell. We had 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns from AP. Receiving, Greg Lawson, G-Reg with his third leg, 91 receptions, 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns, 980 yards, 10 touchdowns from Megatron, 535 and 5 from Ted Ginn, 382 and 1 from Mr. Dwayne Bowe. On the defensive side of the ball, Pat Willis on the team with 113 tackles. We got 11.5 sacks from Charles Johnson. And for interceptions, 4 from Pat Willis, 4 from Darrell Revis, 3 from Nelson, 3 from Weddle, 2 from Timmons. So nice production on the defensive side of the ball as we find ourselves in a wild card matchup here against the LA Rams. All right. Does Palmer stay in if Cardinals draft a quarterback? Yes, they do, because the Cardinals would draft a quarterback on the premise that they'd get a redshirt year out of him because of Carson Palmer. Who starts for the 49ers next year? I honestly think, you know about that 7th Floor Crew song? Hell yes, I had it in a fucking video. And when I tried to do Ultimate Team, I packed Greg Olsen. And I felt gay as shit playing Ultimate Team, but I packed Greg Olsen and I put his verse in from the 7th Floor Crew song. Who starts a quarterback for the Niners? I honestly think they'll get Kirk Cousins. Some way, somehow, they will get Kirk Cousins. Even if they have to fucking overpay, I think Kirk Cousins is going to be going to the Niners at some point. I don't know why, but I think he would. Jehu Chasson thoughts. Didn't do much for me, to be honest with you. Didn't run a great 40 time. I think, what do you call it? Yeah, Darbo was the better. It actually improved his stock running that 4.45. Highest expectations for Fournette in his career. I don't know what the fuck that means. Are ketchup chips a real thing in Canada? Yes, they are. Get some Lay's ketchup chips. They're not. They're all right. You know, it's at the right occasion. You can get down with some ketchup chips, but they taste a little bit more vinegary than you would expect. And I'm a barbecue chip man myself. See, is it true that in America, well, I've been to America, you guys have honey barbecue chips? Because they are the fucking shit. Every time I go to Philly, I try to bring back a bag of Utz honey barbecue chips. They're fucking delicious. Would you take Mixon over Clement in the second or third round? I would take Mixon over fucking anyone. Over anyone. Do I watch football? Football? Big time soccer fan. I used to do a lot of FIFA Ultimate Team videos and stuff. FIFA videos. Huge soccer fan. I played soccer myself. When I was younger, I actually went to England to play soccer for a little bit. I tried. I played some Stoke City team and stuff like that for a little bit. I didn't really like it. I got homesick. I was over in England for about 3 weeks. But big time soccer fan. I support Arsenal, and I'm fucking depressed talking about Arsenal. I don't want to talk about it. Especially if we lose Alexis Sanchez. Don't want to talk about it. Chasson ran a 4.47. Oh, did he? I thought he ran something in the 4.5. I guess nice days for both of those Michigan wide receivers then. My bad. Michigan won't get drafted. Joe Mixon will go in the 5th round, no later than the 5th round, for sure. But I'm the Eagles. I'm drafting him in the 3rd round. Mixon, for me, oh, fuck off. Marshall Yonda with the fucking 6-yard gain. Mixon's a beast. Who support Arsenal is your favorite number 4? I've been actually an Arsenal fan since the year before the Invincibles. Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Patrick Vieira, my favorite players of all time. But now let's go back to football. Let's go back to a man football here. As I watched Arsenal's depressing game against Liverpool this afternoon. Mixon's arguably the best running back. I don't think he's arguably the best. Clearly, Fournette is the best. But I think Mixon is arguably the 2nd best running back in this year's draft class. And the fact that he's going to go mid-round because of some other shit, that's going to be nice. Wenger in, Wenger out. I've been Wenger out for the last 4 years, bro. All right? That'll be the last we'll talk about it. I may have to do some FIFA or something later on. I don't know. Later, bro. See you dudes bouncing. Why won't Mike Williams run the 40? Do you think they'll hurt his stock? Mike Williams, I believe I heard him say he was fatigued from Clemson's long season, which is why he didn't run the 40 at the Combine. He'll probably do it as pro day. And pro day is usually a little bit more favorable because it's ham time. They don't use the lasers. But I think with him, it's going to be what we saw with Laquan Treadwell. Everyone thought Laquan Treadwell was the undisputed number 1. Then you saw guys like Will Fuller run good 40 times, and Treadwell slipped, and you saw what happened with the Minnesota Vikings. I think Mike Williams is a little bit worried about that, and especially if he runs like a high 4.5, which I think he probably will. You'll see Corey Davis, and obviously with the blazing time John Ross put up, probably bump him in a lot of people's needs and stuff. But he's definitely a good wide receiver. Definitely could start as a rookie. Should start, and probably will start as a rookie. I mean, just look at the plays he made against Alabama in the championship game, the title game. That is an NFL caliber wide receiver. But everyone wants a fast guy. Explain why you say Fournette is the clear best. He's the clear best because he's 240 pounds, who has great vision, who can pass pro because of his size. You can't fucking pass pro with that size unless he's goddamn Brandon Jacobs. He's just exactly what you want in a downhill run. He's a no fucking around running back. Doesn't have fumble issues. Doesn't have the fumble issues that Adrian Peterson had. Fournette is like 100%. Fournette is front runner for Offensive Rookie of the Year next year. He's probably going to go to the Panthers, I'd say, and it's going to be a beast there. Fournette is a fucking animal, man. Post-Combine Eagles first-round mock. It's coming. I think the Eagles mock is coming, so I don't know yet when I'm going to do it. Because like I said, I want to try my best to limit the Eagles mocks to 1 a month just so it doesn't get repetitive. Because it's like, how many times am I going to really be swayed and changed on who I want kind of thing? But yes, an Eagles mock will be coming sooner than later. I saw a mock draft saying the Giants would take Deshaun Watson to replace Eli. Maybe. I think this is probably, like, obviously when Ben McAdoo, he came out, I think, a couple days ago and absolutely shit on Eli Manning as the reason why they struggled this year. And Eli Manning never, let's be honest, outside of the playoffs, Eli Manning's never been much more than a good quarterback. He's never been a great quarterback, I don't think, in the regular season. So I think now is when a team like the Giants, you got to start planning. He's 34. Obviously, he's not injury prone. He's fucking never missed a game in his life. But I think now you start looking at drafting the next guy. I don't know necessarily if you want to use a first-round pick on the backup, especially because you need a tight end. But, you know, why not? I can see it happening, but I don't think it will. Who do I think the Jets are taking? Who do I think the Jets are? Jets are tough. I think they might go maybe a Marshawn Lattimore. I think they might go defensive back, be it a safety or a corner to get the replacement for Revis. Trubisky potentially. I don't like a lot of people right now have the Jets taking a running back. I don't think they're going to go running back at all. Forte still showed that he's still a solid starting running back, and I don't think they're going to get rid of him. And Powell was a beast last year. Bilal Powell was an absolute beast last year. So I think that's why. Best draft in recent years. Fucking the year the Philadelphia Eagles, I think it was 20. I actually wrote it down here. The best draft in recent years for sure was the 2011 draft. 2011 draft was sick, except for everyone except the Philadelphia Eagles. How does Cooks? You mean, I don't know what you mean there. That's a shitty question. Do I think Forrest Lamp will go to the Vikings in the second round? I don't think Forrest Lamp will last to when the Vikings pick in the second round. Oh, good find, Ted Ginn. Do the Vikings pick middle? 14 in the second round? Maybe. He might last till then. Who should the Chargers take? Probably a safety or an offensive lineman. Did Brad Kaya show you anything today? He didn't look bad, I guess. Didn't look great. Didn't look bad. What team I think Brandon Marshall will go? I think I saw a thing with the Patriots. Maybe. Oh, I didn't like that. Patriots probably. Again, I can just see the fucking Patriots reloading on guys that are still fucking good. The Patriots signed Brandon Marshall, who a year ago was one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, and they'll get Adrian Peterson, and then there you go. There's another fucking run there. Sick and tired of the Patriots. Oh, Dwayne Bowe! There you go. Touchdown. We need that. If Dalvin Cook is there at 14, should the Eagles draft him? Nope. Do not want. I do not want. What I think of Evan Ingram? I'm going to say I'm the YouTuber that has been highest on Evan Ingram. I don't know any of the YouTubers that do draft videos, but I had Evan Ingram when I did my tight end rankings at number 2, and so many people gave me shit that I didn't have David Njoku there. So I've been super high on Evan Ingram. Truth about Evan Ingram, he looks better. He looked like, you look at Evan Ingram's tape at Ole Miss, looks better than Laquan Treadwell's as a receiver, and he's a tight end. He's not really a tight end, but he's a tight end. And I thought his tape, he was the best receiver on that team. We go Dwayne Bowe. Least favorite team in the NFL? Do you even have to fucking ask that? Cowboys. For sure. Dallas Cowgirls. Does Darrelle Revis retire? I think yes. I think Darrelle Revis will retire. Unless he wants to get a safety start playing safety for someone. O.J. Howard is, in fact, a fucking animal. Who do the Skins draft in the first round? I think it'll be someone on defense. I don't really want to give away where I kind of... Oh, no way he caught that! Oh, shit. G-Reg with his third leg. That flag better be pass interference. Oh, for fuck's sakes. That's bullshit. That is fucking bullshit. For the Redskins, let's see here. I think I had a couple notes that I can give a sneak peek. When's the Redskins pick? Can't even fucking find it. Redskins probably go defense, though. Their defense wasn't that great in that last year. But maybe they can reload at wide receiver, potentially. If they lose Garcon and Deshaun Jackson. They could look there. Chiefs first round pick. I think Kansas City goes... you might want to start getting younger at linebacker. Hali and Derek Johnson aren't getting any younger. Who should the Seahawks take? Offensive lineman. And you even need to ask that? Offensive line. 100%. Who do you think the Rams will draft with their second round pick? If I'm the Rams, again, probably best possible offensive lineman. Maybe look at getting a guard. Wide receiver, if they lose Kenny Britt, could be a need. Probably better wide receivers than offensive linemen in the second round. You can look at, I don't know, they tagged Tremaine Johnson. They got Joyner, still a solid corner. I'd say, yeah, offensive line again. You got to fucking, Gurley's your weapon. You need to either help Gurley out by getting a wide receiver or give him better blocking. I think those are the two ways they can go. Who should the 49ers draft? I think they're switching to a 4-3, right? They brought in a guy with a 4-3. I think if I was the Niners, I'd probably go Jonathan Allen. Personally. Oh, shit. All right. What second-round corner could Philly grab? My favorite corner that's probably going to be in the second round is Garrett Conley. Looks a lot like Aqib Talib. It would be a good fit in a Jim Schwartz scheme. Who will the Lions take? You guys are pretty much getting me to do a fucking mock draft in this video. The Lions. Okay, the Lions probably, I think they'll go defensive back because Quinn is, they have no good defensive back outside of Darius Slay. And I think they could probably get younger, bring another corner in, potentially. There's a strong corner draft. I mean, anywhere on defense, I think. I think the offense is all right. Maybe a tackle, potentially. Riley Reese set to be a free agent, I believe. But I think you got to go defense for the Lions. So corner or linebacker. That's what Jacoby Jones making plays, baby. Let's go. Let's fucking go. He's going to rip off chains. Yes, Garrett Conley. He's a fucking chain. He fucking pocket checks everyone that goes. Willing teams traded for a quarterback. Maybe the Texans. Unlikely, though. Oh, I was going to say, if he caught that, that's like an Odell Beckham-like catch. So let's play a little bit safe here. We don't have... Maybe him with the C4 special to AP. See what we can get out of that. What running back do you think Vikings will take as a successor to AP in the latter rounds? I personally think the Vikings, they might be actually in play for a Joe Mixon. Potentially. They could be, they need a running back, and he's a great running back later. But the Vikings, I think Boom Moons really helped his stock a little bit, the running back from Kentucky. He'll be available later. James Conner, I think he is upside, great story, good hard worker. I don't think there's, outside of that, I don't think there's really a successor late rounds that they can get to replace Adrian Peterson. Oh, Ted Ginn, baby. Let's get it. Whoo. Are you the only kid that doesn't like hockey? I like hockey video games, and I fucking love road hockey. Love playing road hockey. I like playing hockey. I just hate watching hockey. There we go, baby. Look, this is good for you guys, because now I can continue to answer your questions so long as this fucking video goes on. Is Hightower going back to the Pats? Yes, I don't think anyone else is going to be able to match the money the Patriots had. The Patriots pretty much set aside money so that they can bring back him. That's pretty much why they shipped off Jamie Collins, and it would be an absolute fuck-up if they lost Hightower to free agency. But very surprising they didn't tag him, to be honest with you. I'm surprised they didn't tag him at least and then extended him a deal because now he's in the free market. Will John Ross get overhyped because he was 40? I don't think, because he's still really small, still a smaller frame. It depends what you want. If you want a guy that can separate the field, you're always going to be high on John Ross, even before he's 40. You knew he was going to be fast regardless. But, with Al Davis no longer being in the NFL, I think he'll get he definitely improved his stock because now he's the fastest fucking player, technically, to ever be in the NFL in the Combine era. Teams will see the success of Tyreek Hill, and he's much better wide receiver than Tyreek Hill. I think before it was a question whether or not he was going to be a first-round pick, and now I think because of that good 40, it solidified him as a first-round pick. Fuck, I'd be happy if they got him in Philly, to be honest with you. First overall pick, Myles Garrett. Devion Smith didn't do a whole lot to separate himself. He's a power back. That's pretty much it. Who's your favorite basketball team? Don't watch a lot of basketball, but it's the Clippers and Raptors. What team should the Eagles trade Connor Barwin to? I think with Barwin, because he's been such a good guy for Philly, I hope we kind of take a Tony Romo approach. And if we do trade him, maybe we give a little bit of input. But he definitely, I think, is a better 3-4 outside linebacker. I think a team maybe like the Packers could be a good fit for him. Yeah, that's probably where I'd say the Packers. Especially because the Packers, they have depth at center. I think maybe you could find a way to flip Barwin maybe for one of their backup centers. They have Treader and Lindsley, or I think are their 2 centers. One of them was a free agent, I think. But, I don't know. Fucking wide receiver. Trade Connor Barwin. Flip him for goddamn Jeff Janis, if you fuck, for all I care. Just get his salary cap off the fucking books. How do you feel about Papa John's Pizza? We don't have it in Canada, but Papa Bless. Papa Bless. H3 Productions. Vape Nation, y'all. Your thoughts on the rumor of Romo going to Washington? Not gonna happen. Fucking Dallas has all the cards in that trade, and there's zero chance in hell that Jerry Jones is gonna trade Tony Romo to a divisional rival. There's no chance in hell. Unless they're getting a first-round pick, they're not. That's not gonna happen. Vikings pick lineman as first pick. Is their first pick 14th in the second round? I don't think there's... Oh, come on, 47, get the block! I don't think there's going to be a whole... I mean, weak offensive line class regardless, but... I don't know. Like, there's a chance if they can get Forrest Lamp, he'd probably be the best pick for them. Definitely need to get some offensive linemen there. Do I think Wentz can improve next year? Fucking right, he's going to improve. Carson Wentz is going to lead this team to the playoffs next season, bro. Just wait. Just fucking wait. Reddick or Cunningham to the Dolphins? Yep, I think Dolphins are going to go linebacker. They'll get Jelani Jenkins replacement. Who will Cincinnati pick at number 9? I mean, I still think Reuben Foster's a solid pick. It's the popular pick, and I don't believe... Oh, get off me, 29. I don't think the whole hospital thing will really affect the stock that much. It seems like it was somewhat reasonable. It's just frustration. But, I mean, there will be probably teams that do mark that down as a character concern. But I still think... I mean, what do you call it? They can go wide receiver if they want. Build with A.J. Green and Tyler Boyd. They could add another wide receiver there. Offensive line, potentially. They can go anywhere, but I don't think they have a lot of big glaring needs. Corner, if they lose Drake Kirkpatrick and Pac-Man Jones is getting up there in age. Denard's never really established himself. So you have Will Jackson, who I'm really, really big fan of Will Jackson. He was probably my favorite corner after Vernon Hargreaves last year. Because, I mean, I considered Jalen Ramsey more of a safety. Yeah, I think Will Jackson's real solid. Does it piss you off that the Titans need 2 of the same things we need and they have 2 first-round picks? Yes, it does piss me off. But there's silver linings, bro. Titans are going to get a wide receiver one way or another. If they get him in, you should be hoping that they get a wide receiver through... If they get Alshon Jeffrey, perfect. Because that means they're either going to be out of the Brandon Cook sweepstakes or we're going to get, for sure, at least one of the good wide receivers in this year's draft class. Be it John Ross, Corey Davis, or Mike Williams. Jake Butt thoughts. Obviously, you got to address the elephant in the room. His name's Jake Butt, and he plays tight end. That's fucking hilarious. But I think if he didn't get hurt, he'd probably definitely be in the discussion for the next best tight end after O.J. Howard. So I firmly believe a team like the Patriots will be a team that fucking falls ass backwards and gets Jake Butt, and then he looks exactly the same he did before his injury. And Bill Belichick's fucking goes up to his lair and laughs at the rest of the league again. Come on all day. Who do I think was the biggest bust from last year's draft class? I'm not gonna lie. I can't really think off the top of my head of last year's draft class. I'll pop it up here real quick. Treadwell, obviously, couldn't get on the fucking field. As it's a 0-0. Bring out the footy reference, a 0-0 first quarter. Biggest best, Goff was trash. Let's see, Goff wasn't very good. We could say Laquan Treadwell wasn't very good. Josh Garnett was surprisingly not good. I wanted him to go to the Philadelphia Eagles, and I didn't think he'd get that many snaps for the 49ers last season, which is unfortunate. I thought Garnett... Oh, no, for fuck's sakes! I didn't hear a lot from Kimdichie as well. I guess those would be my Kimdichie, the 2 Ole Miss fellas, and obviously Jared Goff was a little disappointing. Riddick or Cunningham? I think Cunningham is the more likely. I think they want a more athletic linebacker on the outside, where Riddick's probably... A lot of people say he's going to be an inside linebacker. I don't really know. I think Riddick can play everywhere, but I think Cunningham a little bit better. Who will the Cardinals get at 13? My last mock, I had them getting O.J. Howard. I still think they'll get a guy like that, like an offensive weapon. No way! That is bad and bullshit! Oh, yeah, Mason Foster just made a fucking highlight reel interception. That is nice. That is fucking nice. Fuck this game. Every now and again, man, fuck this game. Oh, come on, give me that. Give me that. There we go. All right, we got something there with that. Fucking didn't even shake. Didn't even shake. No timeouts. Still was able to get points up on the board. But that fucking pick, man. Get that shit out of Madden. Top quarterback in this year's draft class, Trubisky. Is it weird that as a Floridian you like watching hockey and as a Canadian I don't? I will say my favorite hockey team is the Florida Panthers. You're probably a Lightning fan because no one likes the Panthers, but there you go. What team should we trade Michael Kendricks to? The fucking Saints for Brandon Cooks. Second round pick, Michael Kendricks, and then maybe a 2018. I would do a second round pick this year, Michael Kendricks, and like a fifth round pick next year for Brandon Cooks. Best sleeper linebacker. Could potentially be Ben Ballware. I think he might be able to make a roster somewhere. Contribute right away off special teams. He won't require a high draft pick. That's tough. Best sleeper linebacker. I mean, personally, I know Zach Cunningham. A lot of people are critiquing him a lot. I think Zach Cunningham's gonna be great. His tape at Vandy. Obviously he's not the biggest, so he does, he has a couple of Michael Kendricks attributes where he misses a couple tackles. He's not so big, but his range and I think his coverage ability is gonna be big. I think T.J. Watt's gonna be really nice too. But in terms of like late round sleepers, I think Ben Ballware might be a guy. Oh, the shovel! Come on, AP. You gotta pick up that shovel pass, bruh. Do I think the Eagles will really get Brandon Cooks? 60-40 that they will. Definitely, obviously, the Philadelphia fan base, the Philadelphia media, we're always the team that gets every free agent, according to most people. So, I mean, you got to take it with a grain of salt. But I will definitely say that we're in play. There's some validity to us getting Brandon Cooks, especially reports came out that we want to try to get him last year. And we wanted to get him when he drafted. I remember when Brandon Cooks was in the draft, I thought we were going to get him. And then the Saints, I don't know if they traded up, but he went like 2 or 3 picks before the Eagles picked. I thought Cooks was a guy that we for sure were in play for to draft. Don't get, oh my God, I'm surprised that wasn't a pick 6. All right, we'll go forward with the C4 specialty on 4th down. We got Adrian Peterson. I should have ran that. That was a dumb play. Kick the field goal, huh? I'll fucking take that field goal. We'll get this lead here. Because I'm the best fucking field goal kicker on YouTube. Let's go! Woo! Woo-hoo! I don't fullback dive. I'm not one of those fucking assholes that think they're so good play professional Madden that all they do is fullback dive with Jimmy Graham. That's trash. I watched that for the first time, the Madden Bowl. Not a fan. What's my favorite team in the CFL? Don't watch the CFL. Literally, I might watch the Grey Cup every other year if it's the only thing on. Don't watch the CFL. No one should watch the CFL. I hope to God that developmental league for the NFL comes to fruition. Because the CFL is fucking horrendous to watch. Plus, it sucks that where I live in Canada, we don't have a CFL team. If we got a CFL team, maybe my opinion would change on it. Because then I'd be able to see, some guys that I've heard of through college and go watch them. Yeah, CFL not good. How do I rate our draft class with Doug Peterson last year? I think it was a strong draft class. Not an amazing. As much as it pays me to say, clearly the Cowboys had the best draft class last year, but very strong draft. Obviously, Wentz. Anytime you get a potential franchise quarterback, it can't be a bad draft. Smallwood will have a role to play. I think Seumalo and Vaitai are potential starters, but worst case scenario, great depth to have in the offensive line. Jalen Mills. I mean, obviously, there's among the Eagles fans, there's varying degrees of where you think Jalen Mills is at. I think what's Jalen Mills' worst case is that he can get starting minutes for our team, and the fact we got that in the 7th round is huge. And he may develop into a starting corner. I don't think he'll ever be like a a lockdown corner one as we hit Calvin Megatron, baby. Let's get it. Great draft though. I think B+ draft for Doug Peterson and Howie. Got to give Howie credit. Unless you want to shit on Howie more often than not, get himself a nice little draft. As we'll run inside here and burn a little clock. Do I think Terrell Pryor will stay with the Browns? I think he will. Joe Walker, another guy. I think Joe Walker is going to be Jordan Hicks' top depth come next season. And I think he looked really good in the preseason. I look forward to seeing what he can bring to the table. Oh, shit. There we go. C4 Special works 100% of the time, 95% of the time. Let's get it, AP. You demand, though. What? Look at that bullshit. Corny. That is fucking corny. Would I be good as I were in high school if I played in the U.S.? Like I said, I hate talking about myself when I play football. I think one of these times maybe I'll get, like a couple of my buddies that I played football with, the quarterback actually on my team knows I do YouTube. He's a big-time Dolphin fan. And I talk to him about videos occasionally. I might have to bring him on just so that I can have someone else talk about how I played football so I don't just come off like I'm lying or bragging. But I firmly do believe that if I lived in the States, I would have got a scholarship somewhere. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I'd be the next fucking Alabama running back. But I think, I was going to pick heads, fuck. I think that I probably would have been 3-4-star recruit for my athletic ability alone. I didn't like football though. I hated, I played running back and I just fucking hated being dead ass sore after every practice. And, I never studied my playbook. I refused to play special teams. A little bit of a diva, to be honest with you. But, I do think I would have got a scholarship somewhere. Your friend seems like a great guy. I don't know, because he constantly shits that Ryan Tannehill is the worst quarterback of all time, and the Dolphins will be foolish to pick up his option and bring him back next year. Oh, there we go. We got a score. Let's get it. Let's keep this going. Let's keep this live stream going. As long as it doesn't go over 2 hours. I find my live stream goes over 2 hours, it fucking, they get fucked up here for me. But yeah, I refuse to play special teams. Basically what happened is I think I might have had a chance to play here in Canada somewhere, but I've told this story many times. I'll give a quick condensed version. My final year, that's what sucked too. When I was in my senior year, that was the first year my high school got a football team. So it was like an expansion team. And literally we just had kind of athletes from around the school. I was the best soccer player at my school that loved football. We basically day one had a combine to see who the fuck could play where. And I started the day actually as a tight end before we ran the 40 or anything. And then I did tight end drills, and then we went inside to the gym and we did the bench press. And it wasn't 225 in high school. I think it was 185. And I put up 31, and I had more than all the offensive linemen. And then they're like, "Oh fuck, well we should put him at defensive end or something like that." And then we did the 40, and I ran a 4.45 40, and I was closer to 220 than I was 215. But I was a big-ish individual. So they said, you can play whatever you want. And I said, I want to play running back, which was a bad decision because our offensive line was horrible. And then on my birthday, I actually went to practice instead of skipping the practice. And I fucking tore my Achilles tendon. So by the time it got healed, I only got to play in the final season game. And I played in the first game, which I had a big-ass play. But I pretty much played fullback for the whole season. Couldn't play running back because I couldn't fucking run. But because it was my senior year, I wasn't going to miss it. So I just tried to find a way to get out there. But I did start the final game of my high school career. And I put up 100, I don't know, that wasn't a massive game. I probably put up like 120, 130 yards. And the buddy that I'm telling you about that I might have to bring on, we got to the fucking 1 yard line. I thought, here we go. My first touchdown. We fucking did a quarterback bootleg and he got the fucking touchdown, which is trash. But yeah, I firmly do believe that if I lived in America, grew up in America, I would have been, at the very least, I would have got like fucking low end, like Oregon State, some like piece of shit school like that. That's not a big power school. I would have got a contract or a fucking scholarship. Where's Alshon Jeffrey going? Titans. I think the Titans or Rams is where Alshon will go. How did I become an Eagles fan? Fucking love the Eagles. It was natural, you know? My personality fit the Eagles' personality. Brian Dawkins is the man. He's the GOAT. What trade offer would you like for Chase Daniel? Literally, if anyone's willing to pick up his contract, that's good enough for me. Good block. Blow him up. There we go. AP. Field goal range, baby. We got this. I'm going for a touchdown, though, because I don't want them to call timeouts and I get that fucking wonky ass, that weird field goal angle that they give you. Middle linebacker Titans are... What? Oh. Sean Taylor, Steve Atwater. Because I wasn't alive for Steve Atwater, though I do respect the Christian Okoye hit. And it's kind of against because he was on the Redskins. I was always a big fan of Sean Taylor. He was always a guy I enjoyed playing with in Madden. Very good to watch. Rest in peace. Gone too soon. If he wasn't so... I remember I watched that fucking Football Life on him, which is just... That's the most ghetto way to fucking die. Like, having people, like, visit your fucking house. Oh, then they rob you and they shoot. Oh, that was so bad. Because he was so talented. Oh, is this a... Oh, there we go. We going to the ship. What? What's the closest NFL team to me? Either the Bills or Patriots. Probably the Patriots, unfortunately. There's so many Patriot fans where I live. It's horrible. The only games I get because regional lock are Patriot games, and it's horrible. My stream keeps freezing and shit for you. It says my stream health is A++. Green bar. I know you did a video on Jamal Charles, but I'm so scared. We're probably going to fucking get... I hope to God... Here's the thing, like I said in that video, though, if we get Jamal Charles, just put on those rose-colored glasses and just think that this is Howie and Doug's intent to say we're getting a Band-Aid in Jamal Charles. So if Jamal Charles is healthy, he's going to be a great fit for our scheme. But as long as he's a one-year option, and then next year we get Darius Guice or Saquon Barkley, that's pretty much the only way I'm going to be able to get down with that shit. Outside of that, I'm not fucking with Jamal Charles. Why would you want a guy that's missed so many games? As here we go, we're taking on the undefeated Falcons. Ooh. Use my psychic abilities and tell us what Wentz's stats will be after next season. I think Carson Wentz next year will have... Depends who we get at wide receiver, but he will definitely be the first Philadelphia Eagles quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards. That's for damn sure. You don't throw the ball as much as he did his rookie year and don't have that ambition, but I think he'll probably have 3,800 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 13 picks. His picks are still going to be fairly high. 13 picks, I don't know if that's necessarily high, but I don't know. You're not... the thing is, us Eagle fans are incredibly ambitious that our team can always contend every single year, but we have lots of holes. We're not in a rebuild, but we're certainly not there yet. So it's not like even if we add Alshon Jeffrey, I still don't think it's going to be, oh my God, now we have the best wide receiver core in the NFL. It's still a fucking work in progress, but we need to get him some help. How do I feel about us liking Juju Smith? Yeah, fuck that. I think Juju Smith is not terrible. He's different than Nelson Aguilar. He's a big... Like, the thing with Juju Smith, Nelson Aguilar, he was supposed to be fast, shifty, good hands. At least, with Juju Smith, you know what you're getting with him. He's a big-bodied power wide receiver. You don't lose that when you come to the NFL. But the fact that he can't get separation, which is like one of the biggest glaring issues with the Eagles, yeah, I don't know. I'd pass on that. How good do I think the Dolphins will do next year? Challenge for wild card again. Depends how well Jai plays. They're definitely gonna be. I don't think Ryan Tannehill's gonna take the next step or anything like that. I think it's gonna be all based on how Jai plays personally. How do I think Saquon Barkley's gonna be in our scheme? Fucking perfect. He's the perfect back for our scheme. There's plenty of Joe Mixon, perfect for our scheme. Saquon Barkley, perfect for our scheme. Darius Guice, perfect for our scheme. Dalvin Cook, perfect for our scheme. Christian McCaffrey, almost perfect for our scheme. There's lots of guys like that. It's just a matter of if they're gonna fall, if we're willing to pay the price to get them. But it is what it is. How did I get the name C4? It's a play off my real name. Will the Eagles cut Nelson Aguilar? No, they won't, because he costs more money to cut than he does to keep. Hassan Riddick is a monster. I think he's going to test very, very well. What is his bench press? He probably did fairly decent on the bench press. I'd say over 20. Oh, let's go G-Reg. Let's go G-Reg. Woo! Up to the 6. What do you think the Saints will draft? Saints got to go defense. They can go... I like that. I had them going Solomon Thomas. I think that's a nice pick for them. Getting another edge rusher to put on the opposite side of Cam Jordan. They can't go anywhere wrong on the defensive side of the ball, though. I can tell you that. They got Von Bell, who looks like he's going to be the new starting safety. I think that's why they got rid of Jarris Byrd. Vaccara's solid. Delvin Breaux's solid. They could probably add another corner. Another linebacker. And just they corner, front seven or corner is where they could go, and they can't go wrong. What's my real name? I can't give out my real name. I just simply can't. Privacy reasons, you know. I think my real name might actually be on my Twitter. I'm not exactly sure. JT Barrett next year? No, JT Barrett's not an NFL quarterback. JT Barrett's 100% a guy that I could totally see succeeding in the NFL at another position. I don't know if he's a wide receiver, if he's a running back. He's not an NFL quarterback, I don't think. He might be. I just don't think. Like, he has a chance. It's not like, you know, someone like Denard Robinson or someone like that who clearly is not going to play quarterback. Or Greg Ward. He might. You know, he's 6'1", 225. I just think he might have better luck at a different position. Your name is classified. Yes, it is classified. Best move Chip Kelly ever made for the Philadelphia Eagles. Drafting Jordan Hicks. I don't know if that was even him. That might have been Howie, but getting Jordan Hicks. Especially because I didn't shit on that pick. I was just not happy with that pick. That was one of the few times he was correct. What do I think about Malachi Dupree? He'll probably mid-round. He didn't do it. He didn't separate himself really from the pack. Like, he didn't look any better than Durrell, the other LSU wide receiver today. Like, the two wide receivers from Michigan look better than the two wide receivers from LSU. And I thought on paper it was going to be vice versa. Do you guys know how we're dominating right now, this undefeated Falcon team? 16-0 Falcons, and JaMarcus Russell is just fucking bending them over and spanking them silly. Now it's time for the C4 special. Let's get this 14-0 lead, baby. This is like one of the better gameplays I've had on a live stream, by the way. Usually I fucking crash and burn. Something stupid happens. You know, you guys are witnessing a phenomenal gameplay back here, by the way. When are you going to start ripping packs? I'm going to start ripping packs if my daily subs fucking keep going below fucking 50 people. I don't know what's going on. I think it's just a down period between, obviously, the NFL season's over, and then Madden hasn't, like, the new Madden's not out yet. But, yeah, my subs are down. So hopefully, my views aren't down, which is why, I mean, I'm still peppy. It's all about the subs don't really mean a whole lot. But I do want to hit 50K ideally before the end of this year. Because I think once you hit 50K, at least in the Madden realm, 50K, you're a pretty big channel. Not big, but, you know, 50K is the benchmark to start being, you know, you start swinging that dick around a little bit. That E-penis. And the subs have died up a little bit. So you guys have friends, feel free to share around here. Because we want to keep getting more people here. And I refuse to, I want to try to not play Ultimate Team literally until clearly that's the only market that I need to address to get, you know, more viewers on my channel. So hopefully I don't ever have to play Ultimate Team. I hate it. Clickbait. Yes, I need to do fucking clickbait. Like, I thought, you know, I did my Brandon Cooks video. I titled it Brandon Cooks to the Eagles. But then I like, oh, that's a pick. Ooh, no, it's not. Brandon Cooks to the Eagles. But then I talked about trade possibility. I put that in the title. I was thinking, I could have just made it, is Brandon Cooks getting traded to the Eagles? And that's just made it. And that probably would have got 10,000 views instead of 5,000 views. But clickbait, yeah, it's pretty shit, to be honest with you. Do I want us getting a guy like Dalvin Cook who can play all downs? Or do we get a complimentary back? Or we just get Joe Mixon in the 3rd round. He can do it all. Let's take off. Darius Stewart, underrated. He's a guy, if he's in the 4th round, Philly got 2 4th-round picks, would not be upset with an Darius Stewart pick. At times, he looked like the best wide receiver on Alabama, and that's when they have one of the most hyped wide receivers in college football in Calvin Ridley. And this better not be on me. Do I watch baseball? Baseball is my least favorite sport of all time. It's right up there with fucking curling, cricket. Not baseball. Not a baseball fan. I didn't even like baseball video games. I don't mind playing baseball. Like, my dad played baseball. I don't mind fucking, you know, putting on the fucking the sweatbands on your arms and hitting some dingers like Mark McGwire. But watching baseball is fucking terrible, man. The fact that those guys get like $50 million to sit on their ass for like 3 hours. Bullshit. I don't get it. It's an American thing. I just don't get it. It's a culture thing. 3rd and 3. We'll pass it. Zach Cunningham. I like Zach Cunningham. Big fan of Zach Cunningham. Bobo Wilson thoughts. Best thing about Bobo Wilson was Steve Smith was ripping on him the whole time. He's like, this guy's name's actually Bobo? Are you kidding me? Steve Smith was fucking hilarious during the Combine, though. I think he's going to be a great analyst there for the NFL Network. Him and Greg Olsen are great personalities. Media personalities. Steve Smith was fucking hilarious. Made fun of Bug Howard. That was hilarious. He was like, his name's Bug? The fuck? Oh, it was really good. Where do you think Joe Mixon would go without the incidents? He'd be first round. I think Joe Mixon's better running back than Dalvin Cook. Oh. Let's kick the field goal here. Do I support dog abuse? Now, I don't like dogs. I'll tell you, I used to have a husky, and I loved it to death. But ever since that, I'm more of a not a dog person. But yeah, clearly Michael Vick, he fucked up. It's Mason Crosby, big dick swang, gives us that 3-point lead. Jabril Peppers thoughts: if he plays safety, good. If he's like he's, some guy said earlier in the stream, he already said he wants to play safety. Coverage ability is not that spectacular, to be honest with you. As a safety, athletic ability he's great, but he's not better than Jamal Adams or Malik Hooker. So I think he's probably a 2nd-round pick, honestly. Unless he runs a 4.3 40 in the Combine, I think Jabril Peppers 2nd-round talent. He's a project player. Mike Williams, I want to see his 40 time. Need to see if he can get separation at the next level, though. Oh, for fuck's sakes, he was in. He got his fat ass in there. All right, you know what it is on the 1-yard line, baby. Hit him with that Eric Dixon playbook. Toss to the left. What's the easiest field goal I've missed in Madden? I think like a couple streams ago I missed like a 30-yarder. Just because I wasn't paying attention. Outside of that, I'm the fucking best. John Ross has certainly... I think John Ross, with that Nike contract he's going to get, probably will never have to play football another day in his life. Because now Nike's just going to market him as like the fastest man, like the fastest player in NFL history wears Nike shoes. I think he's going to be fine from that standpoint. But, yeah. John Ross is always going to be... That better not be on me, because this is a good-looking start. Oh, stiff arm the shit out of you, 22. Keanu O'Neal. Think so, bruh. Mike Williams isn't running the 40, yes, but he'll definitely run it at his pro day. Jordan Lewis, very solid. Would love him in Philadelphia. Good if you run a nickel scheme. Bucky Hodges improved his draft stock. I think you'll see him rated in my tight ends video when I do those rankings. How many questions do you think I've answered tonight? Like 900. It's been non-stop answers, but I asked for it. I said if you guys want to fucking ask questions, now is the time to do it. This is not so much... A lot of time when I do my live streams, it's because it's a video. Like when I did the Johnny Manziel career rebuild. That fucking... I only had like, I don't know, we had like probably 200-300 people on that, but I ended up getting 20,000 views because it's a video after that will get uploaded. This here, I mean, it is kind of a theme video because I'm doing a draft class, but I just more so want to talk to y'all about the Combine as we hit Megatron. Oh, this is gonna be dumb. If we get in, they're gonna get a fucking touchdown, and we're not gonna have enough time to equalize. Oh, I just know how the sim goes. I saw that Curtis Samuel run a 4.3 run, and no one gave a crap. Yeah, because no one gives a shit because no one knows what fucking position he is. Is he a wide receiver? Is he a running back? Who knows? Favorite football game I've ever watched. Anytime the Eagles blow out the Cowboys. The Eagles, Atlanta Falcons, NFC Championship in 2004. Most exciting game, though, probably is the Fiesta Bowl. Boise State, Oklahoma in 2007. Come on, Super Sim. Don't fuck me, baby. Don't fuck me. Look at that. Automatic touchdown. I didn't even stand a fucking chance. Oh, God, I hate this sim. I hate this sim. Fucking God. Oh. Okay. Hey, Minnie. Okay, you go, girl. You ever see that fucking viral video of the black chick when all the mascots are dancing in the streets? Fucking hilarious. Who out there stalked the most thus far? Maybe Cooper Kupp. Oh, let's go! Fucking there you go. Someone better be watching the gameplay. Let's fucking go. Simpkins, suck my dick. Suck my fucking dick. Oh. When they fucking do the NFL, they're doing that like series right now where fans of every team. Someone get me on that Eagles one. I'm a fucking monster. Let's get it. We're going to the Super Bowl, baby. We going to the Super Bowl, baby. Woo! What a fucking game. Let's check out the stats here. We'll get back to answer the questions here in a second. Look at that. JaMarcus Russell. Fucking almost perfect QB rating. 335, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Run the ball, 8 peats, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. Megatron, 7 for 195 and 2. Let's get it. Undefeated, 16-0 fucking Falcons. Suck it. As we get ready to take on the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Whoo! Taco Charlton, thoughts? I'm going to have to wait and see. I'm going to have to wait and see what happens. Chris Carson, thoughts? I'm not going to lie. Don't know a whole lot about it. All I know about Chris Carson was he was the first running back that ran a 40. And Steve Smith kind of liked him. Thoughts on EDP? Fuck that guy. That is my goal in life. Just to get more subs in EDP is probably my goal. Once I do that, I'll probably stop making Madden videos. Just because I deserve to be the most famous. Not the most famous. I deserve to be the most popular Eagles fan on YouTube, I believe. In my biased opinion. In my cocky biased opinion. Rich Eisen? I love Rich Eisen. He's good. Him and Mike Mayock are a very underrated duo. Do I think we are more likely to make the playoffs than the Bucks and Titans? Our division's tougher. That's the only reason why I think maybe not. I think our team's as good as those two teams, but those two divisions, they play in the fucking two of the easiest divisions in football. Why do I hate EDP? I hate EDP because he makes Eagle fans look like fucking idiots. He's just trash. He's clickbaity. His content sucks, and he's a bad representation of our fan base. That's what I think. He's the most popular. Because he's the most popular, that's what people think. Like, oh, you're a Madden YouTuber and you like the Eagles? Oh, you fucking do gay shit, like twerk naked and fucking do terrible videos? Like, no. It's like, oh, well, the most famous guy does that, so fuck that dude. Latavius Murray, the Eagles' thoughts. Pass. Antonio DeBoss. Trash. EDP, dumbass. Yeah, EDP trash, man. All those guys. I don't like any big... Like I said, the only Madden YouTuber that I like that's big, that you consider a big YouTuber, I like Mr. Hurricane. I think his content's solid. Outside of that, I don't like any other YouTuber. In the Madden sector. Anyway, everyone else is fucking trash. Same shit. They're all same shit. Who do I think the Colts will draft? That's a tough pick. I think the Colts running back, potentially. They can look at a Dalvin Cook if he slips. Because Frank Gore's not getting any younger. Or defense, obviously linebacker. They can go linebacker. No more. They got Trent Cole still there. Love Trent Cole, one of my favorite players of all time. But he's no spring chicken. Robert Mathis retired. So I think they'll go linebacker or they'll go running back. Oh, Megatron. Oh, my God. Megatron, baby. Adam Cole, baby. Woo! Buda Baker thoughts. I think his size is a little worrying. But he's a playmaker, for sure. Second, third round pick. One of the better free safeties in this year's draft class. Frank Gore, Reggie Bush. For what? The fuck does that mean? I thought you and Beard are kind of friends. Oh, that Beard Mo guy? Yeah, he's not... I don't know. I don't hate him. I don't know him. But yeah, I like his stuff. He's creative. He's different. I like the fact that he's different. I think he's similar to me. His content's similar to what I do. In terms of, like, I do different shit, like the all-time Madden greats, legendary college roster, stuff like that. I think more people should be like us. But then that's my biased opinion, because I think what I do is fucking awesome. You don't like Moonlight Swami. I don't really know a whole lot about that guy, to be honest with you. I don't like. I've seen some of his stuff. I just don't think he's relatable. That's when you get the other thing. There's two ways of looking at it. It's either your content sucks or you're just like a guy I don't find relatable. And I think he's more so on the other side, that I don't relate to him and I can't really watch people that I don't objectively relate to. J.U. Cesson or Amara Darboh? Darboh for sure. Josh Harvey Clements is going to be a monster. This guy asked me to do more fancy stuff. What does that mean? Fantasy football? I don't know. What does that? I don't know what that fucking means. When are you going to start uploading your second channel? Stop calling me you know what. The second channel realistically is supposed to be... Okay, Beast Mode TV started off me and my brother. My brother plays Overwatch and a lot. I play Overwatch too, but I don't have enough time on my plate to make Overwatch videos. So the second channel was made so that my brother could continue to upload Overwatch type videos and stuff like that. And he just hasn't had any free time. But I'm telling him to get on that shit because I really, really do enjoy playing Overwatch. Is what I play. And hopefully next year's Call of Duty doesn't suck. So pretty much I play a lot of other games outside of Madden. And I want to upload those kind of gameplays on the second channel. But it's more so on my brother to get his shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and him will play. But it'd be on him to edit the videos and stuff like that. So I don't have to put it all on my plate. So that's... Second channel will be up and running shortly. Seth Russell's thoughts. Seth, I would love him to... If Philadelphia trades Chase Daniel, I would love Seth Russell to be brought in as our backup quarterback to groom for the future. Like him more than Chase Daniel and Aaron Murray. What would you give for the trade for Brandon Cooks? I would give Michael Kendricks, second-round pick, and like a fifth-round pick next year. Fifth or sixth-round pick next year. That's it, because Brandon Cooks wants to get paid, and I don't like trading for a guy, giving up too much big assets for a guy that you potentially may not be on a roster. That's the same kind of deal with Alshon Jeffrey. Remember, everyone wanted Alshon Jeffrey to come to the Eagles before the trade deadline. He's a fucking free agent. We could give up something to the Bears, get Alshon Jeffrey for the second half of the season, which would have been horrible because he fucking tested positive for steroids, and then he'd go to free agent. So we're shit out of luck. So yeah. Thoughts on Brad Kaya? I think he's a good developmental quarterback, but definitely I think Kaya would have benefited from staying another year, personally. Do you like iDubbbz or Filthy Frank? iDubbbz, I don't subscribe to any of those guys. iDubbbz is alright, his content cop is good, and I just don't get the Filthy Frank guy. I think that he's kind of annoying, but I think I just don't understand him, personally. I'm more of a H3 guy. What music do I listen to? I listen to rock and rap, predominantly. Favorite artist? We did this. That's what we did in the fucking last the last live stream. Yeah, we talked about 2 streams, like the last stream actually. Favorite artist, rap artist right now, I like Riff Raff, and I'm not in a serious way. I think his beats and his raps are hilarious. He does a lot of football rhymes and stuff. The Offspring. The Offspring's probably one of my favorite bands of all time. I like Metallica. I like oh my god, what a fucking play by 25. Eric Rowe, classic. Philadelphia Eagle trading him off. Have him getting fucking playing like a wonder child there with the Belichick. Oh, what a fucking play by Eric Rowe, man. I can't get over that. Tech9. I talked to Tech9 on Twitter once. It's probably one of the most famous people I've talked to Twitter. Tech9 and Josh Norman are probably the 2 most famous people I've talked to on Twitter. I like Stevie Stone. I don't know. Yeah, I like rap and rock though. I like it all. I'm all over the place. I'm pretty fly for a white guy, for sure. Fucking love the Offspring. Fucking Have You Ever by Offspring. Dope song. Favorite YouTuber outside of myself? I don't mind the Funhouse guys. The Funhouse guys are pretty good. I don't really watch them enough anymore because I just don't have a lot of time. Basically, anytime I get free time, this is almost like a job right now for how much content I'm doing around draft season. I used to like El Presidor back in the day. He was a Madden YouTuber, or not a Madden YouTuber, Call of Duty YouTuber. Yeah, those guys are all right. Sefu Lufau, whatever. That guy sucked. That guy had some of the worst passes during the passing drills. I was so disappointed for the wide receivers because he was giving them trash throws the whole time. Cam Robinson or Garrett Bowles? I'd go Cam Robinson. Just because of the... Oh, that's a bad throw. I think Cam Robinson has the upside. Favorite Too Short song? Booty Bounce. This is a fucking Q&A over here. I should title this Q&A. Oh, we fucking turned it over with 30 seconds left. Trash. Oh, we can get a field goal here late. Thoughts on what happened to Mini Lad? I have no idea who that is or what happened. Feel free to let me know. How do I feel about Hazard's goal against Arsenal? What one? He probably scored a lot. I don't want to talk about Arsenal right now, though. I'm not a very happy camper. After the fucking Bayern Munich loss and the loss today at Liverpool, I just hope to God we don't lose Alexis Sanchez. Better coach, Chip Kelly, Jeff Fisher. Chip Kelly. Did I listen to any Le'Veon Bell? I have not listened to any Le'Veon Bell. I don't plan to either way. Alright, 2nd and 5. Speaker knockers are mark battles. I don't know what those are. I used to watch King of the Dot rap battles because it's up here in Canada. Oh, no. That was bad. What linebacker the Dolphins draft in the 2nd round if they don't get one in the 1st? Zach Cunningham might slip. Tim Williams might slip. Not necessarily a scheme fit, but because of the off-the-field issues. Yeah, you know, it's not the strongest linebacker class, I don't think. In my personal opinion. As we make the pass to Ted get on 3rd down. Let's go. Cordrea Tankersley or Tre'Davious White? Tankersley. Oh, it depends what you want. If you want an inside nickel guy, you want Tre'Davious White. If you want an outside corner, obviously the lengthier Tankersley is a little bit better. Have you heard of Montreal Impact FC? Have I? Toronto FC is one of my favorite. Is my favorite MLS team. As he fucking had a 0-0 tie today. I was pissed off. Speaker Knockers is a legend. Who the fuck is Speaker Knockers? What is that? Is he a rapper? I guess we'll check it out. Mike Williams and Brandon Cooks? What does that mean? What kind of fucking question is that? Yes, those are players. I don't know. Oh, G-Rag! Oh, you didn't get in. Fuck off. Alright, gives us time for a C4 special here. Who will the Lions take? I think Lions will go best available corner. I think they could go Tre'Davious White. They could go Cordrea Tankersley, Garrett Conley. Play some Too Short. I'm not getting no copyright claim on my video, bruh. Oh, C4 special works like a charm. Go ahead lead. Get that 3-point lead. We all know that the Patriots are going to go down the field uncontested and score a touchdown, but oh shit, maybe not. What's this? 3rd and 4. We got to pass that. What's your most hated song? I hate all I hate 95% of R&B songs. I also hate a lot of the women empowerment songs, like that Roar song. Anything that's like subliminally about like women's strength. I'm not a fan of it. Like, yeah, you know. Dude. How do I feel about Deshaun Jackson back to the Eagles? I'd rather go younger, and unless we get a hometown discount and he comes at cheap, I do not want him. It is what it is. Oh, there's a flag. I think that's going to be on us for a block in the back. Thoughts on Gerard Davis? Probably my favorite linebacker. Obviously, I'm a biased for Florida Gator fan, but I think he's probably the 2nd best middle linebacker in this year's draft class. He's a beast for Florida. It's the heart and soul of our defense last year. Sidney Jones thoughts. Obviously my favorite corner for the Eagles to draft. You know, his tape is as good as Lattimore. I just think Lattimore's a little bit better athlete, which is why you kind of have to rate him a little higher. but real good. Should the Eagles go after a running back in free agency? No. That would be an Eagles move to go after and pay for a running back in free agency when everyone and their fucking dog is saying this is one of the most depth free agency draft classes of all fucking time. Who do you pick will start quarterback for the Gators? Felipe Franks, baby. Oh, let's truck this guy over. Oh, Logan Ryan with the shoestring tackle. Thoughts on Tenno Passagnon? I think some team's going to buy into the hype and he won't be ready to play for a year. I think he's a guy that needs a red shirt. Like, you bring him in and gimmicky plays, like special packages for him, but I don't think, personally, he'll probably go in the second round. I wouldn't touch him until the third round. Are you ever going to play NCAA 14 with updated rosters? Potentially. Maybe. If I found out that if I played NCAA, I'd tap into a new market and get a lot more fucking subs, I probably would do it, because then I'd have to fucking hook up basically recording software to my Xbox 360, and I'm not a huge fan of doing that at this given time. We got to go for the pass here. You want to chew clock, but if you give the Patriots a chance, we give them enough time, they're going to go down there and fucking get a touchdown. Can I shout out your MySpace? Shout out to Aaron Harm's MySpace. Give him a shout out. MySpace Music. That's a flag. Potential. Who would I look forward to watching in the NCAA? I think Penn State's going to be very exciting to watch. They got an exciting quarterback that's, boom or bust in McSorley. And they have the most dynamic running back, I think, in college, in Barkley. Close with him and Geist, though. Do I listen to Lil Dicky? Lil Dicky, that's another guy I should have included as one of my favorite rappers. Love Lil Dicky. All right, we're going to kick this field goal. New England's going to go down and get a touchdown. Then we're going to have 30 seconds to throw a Hail Mary and try to get in field goal range. That's my prediction for how this sim's going to play out. But if not, this is one hell of a gameplay footage for a live stream. Tell you that right now. We'll ever do 2K17 gameplay. I am absolutely trash at basketball video games, so no. You'll never see that on my channel. See, look, Patriots get... Oh, of course, huh? Big fucking surprise. Fuck's sakes. Fuck. Hobson, MGK. They're alright. I don't dislike them. Alright, we can't go Hail Mary, I don't think. We gotta keep... Hail Mary, they fucking always stop it. So I find when you do like a 4 verticals, you get a little bit better coverages to go up against. First live stream I made to the Super Bowl. You must be new. Back in the day, before I got banned from live streaming, we went to the Super Bowl probably every other video. Oh my god. Well, this is definitely my best live stream that we've had in quite some time. And of course, the Patriots are going to... Fuck, we get a Hail Mary it. Well, best thing we got going for us is JaMarcus Russell has 99 throw power. So we have that working for us. And this video can't go over 2 hours, else it gets fucky. So we're going to end it here. Let's get it. Come on, something big. Ah, trash. Fucking trash. Alright, but I answered a lot of you guys' questions. I don't know. I might fucking do this again tomorrow if I have free time. Because like I said, this is going to be somewhat of a mini-series for my live streams. Today was the all 2007 draft. We'll be going 2008 all the way to 2016. I might do 2017. Not exactly sure. So I will let you know. If you don't follow me on Twitter, it's in the description of the video. That's usually where I talk about if I'm doing a live stream. I get feedback. So if you're not following me on Twitter and you have Twitter, definitely do that right now. This is the first time stopping by. Obviously, you guys want to subscribe and all that good shit. Hopefully I answered enough of your guys' questions about the Combine. And thank you guys for tuning in so much. So I'll catch you guys maybe tomorrow, but there will be a live stream hopefully in the next coming days. And until next time, it's your boy C4 saying peace out.